Hello and welcome to another week, another episode of The Parenting Business, the podcast for business owners and parents, and generally the good times, the bad times, and everything that you guys and us guys go through. Don't forget to follow us on Spotify or wherever you listen. Do also feel free to get in touch with your stories or top tips about how you balance your parenting business. You can either leave us a comment or drop us an email at podcast@parentingbusiness.com. Also, please do, if you like what you hear, share with everybody, get people listening, share the love, and leave us a 5-star review to help us spread the support. And yeah, let's get on with this week's episode, Ben. Let's get straight into it. How's things?
You've squeezed the good times and the bad times into your intro. That's a Michael Jackson song, isn't it?
God, I don't know. I didn't really listen to Michael Jackson. I wasn't a follower of Michael Jackson.
Looking at your haircut, you'll be blaming it on the boogie.
Oh, I've not even got the stuff keyed up to be able to do the joke stuff yet. So I'm missing out on that one.
No, you need to sharpen up, don't you?
How's things, mate?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah? Busy? Yeah.
We are busy. Yeah.
Good.
We have what the Americans call the big mo at the minute, so that's handy.
The big mo?
Momentum.
Oh, okay.
So
I thought you were talking about you've been cutting your grass.
Yeah, no. Well, I have actually, yeah. It is as short as my hair at the minute, my grass. Weeds is another matter. But yeah, the aim of the game now is try and keep the momentum going because guys in the factory are churning it out quite quickly, and
yeah.
It's up to me now to keep going. We've got a lot on, but at this rate, they'll soon get through it. So
yeah, you mentioned before that you're trying to keep stuff coming in, and that I think that's always a challenge for any business owner that works in the sales as well,
especially when, like we do, we make a functional product. These items aren't bought on a whim. They're not cheap items. They are required for a functional use, which is used predominantly by other businesses to fulfill their own plans. So at times of uncertainty, like, or I don't know, a new prime minister promising change again, it's a bit... did you listen to his speech this morning?
No, I didn't.
I had it on and off and on, whatever it is. And it's just, oh, fuck's sake, here we go again. So we'll see, mate. We'll see. Strap in.
Yeah.
Don't increase your expenditure till you know what's happening. But apart from that, you never know. It could be just fine. It probably will be.
I try not to increase my expenditure at any point in the minute. Everything's too volatile. I think everybody's kind of thinking the same, whereby I don't want to spend money at the minute just in case. Other than a select few. So, yeah. No, well, yes, it's good that business is busy, but I understand the feeling of, okay, I've got to look at next month's business and the months after and the month after and the month after.
Yeah, we're hitting some pretty good numbers at the minute, but like I say, keep that momentum rolling. Otherwise, we won't be. So yeah. That's the aim of the game.
Yeah, I get that totally. Well, I'm going to tell you about my highs and lows.
You tell me all about your highs and lows.
I'm going to go first this week.
You take the bull by the horns. Go on, Puppet. What we got?
So I'm going to start with a high. Kind of similar to you, we are absolutely pushing through stuff at work.
Okay.
As a factory, we are super, super busy. I'm pushing everybody pretty hard, but they all like being pushed. My guys really do work well under pressure, and they enjoy the pressure of we've got almost too much on. But even with that on, I'll go to them and say, hey, we've got this other little job. Do we reckon we can fit that in around something? Yep, not a problem. We'll do it. We'll add that little job in on top of these other ones, and we use little jobs to break up the big jobs. If they're only going to take us an hour or two, not a problem. Let's take an hour or two on that to give you respite from... We're doing a really big... It's not exactly a monotonous job, but it's a repetitive job at the minute. Kind of like you've had with some of your stuff recently, where you're making the same product hundreds and hundreds of times.
Yeah, they're the best. You can be efficient.
Yes. Oh,
You just
absolutely.
get your head down, rinse, repeat, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, we love them.
Add a bit of pressure to make it a challenge, so they rise to the challenge, and yeah, maybe a little treat at the end, and
Yeah, it's
there we
been
go.
good. It's been good, and the team are really pushing through.
Mm.
And it's nice to see them. It's always nice to see them enthused to get stuff through, get onto the next one, the
Yeah.
next job, and the next job. We've got a few jobs in at the minute that are everybody wants it now,
Mhm.
and they're all reasonable sized jobs. But even then, we still get a little job come in, and we'll go, yeah, not a problem, not a problem. We'll get that done, and we can knock that into production in a couple of hours or something. Get it out, keep them happy, and then get back onto the big job. Because losing a couple of hours on a out of a really big job that's taking you 2 or 3 weeks to do, it's not going to affect the end.
Mm.
It's not going to affect the customer at the end, but it keeps that smaller customer happy because they're not waiting 2 or 3 weeks until you've finished. Really enjoying that. Low though, well, is it a low? Yeah, it is a low. I suppose the effect of being so busy is there's just not enough hours in the day to get all the stuff done that I want to do. In terms of a lot of kind of life stuff, things around the house, doing stuff on the car, getting stuff moved around, I'm having a bit of an eBay and Facebook marketplace splurge at the minute, clearing out stuff that I've gone, I don't need that shit anymore.
Yeah.
Let's get it listed, let's get it sold. And I've been doing quite well.
For the soul from time to time, innit?
Yeah, and I've been doing quite well, but it's not, I don't have the time to do those things. And I kind of think, well, if I could spend a bit more time on that, but then I can't, I don't want to because we're really busy at work. And this provides a little bit of additional income and a little bit of extra holiday money because there's a fair amount of stuff, but it's stuff I'd like to do, and getting things done in the garden or around the house or all those other bits and pieces. There just isn't enough hours in the day, so that's challenging.
Do you outsource? 15% of our turnover in June has been outsourced.
Yes. We do on occasion. We outsource maybe parts of jobs, bits of this, bits of that. We sometimes do bring in people that we know as casual staff.
Okay.
We just, it might be somebody that's retired or somebody that's worked for us in the past, or I had a lad come in a couple of weeks ago, actually said, I'm between jobs at the minute, or not between jobs. He's doing a little bit of sort of almost, I'd say cash in hand. It's not cash in hand because he's being paid through the books, but ad hoc work at the minute. Have you got anything as well? And I said to him, yeah, I might have some odd days. So I might give him a call to do a few bits and bobs, but it's we're busy, but we're not overworked, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And because of how we work our scheduling, I think I've mentioned, on the podcast before, and I know that we work a 4-day compressed hours week.
Yeah.
So if we do get really behind or something comes in as a real emergency, something happens that means we're not going to hit a deadline, people just say, yeah, not a problem, I'll come in for a few hours on Friday. So it's, it's fine. And in terms of my time, it is quite tricky because things like factory move arounds or sticking stuff on eBay that's my stuff, not business stuff, my personal stuff, I kind of need to do it. I can't just say to somebody else, oh, can you go and list all my stuff on eBay for me?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a challenge, but there's far worse challenges to have, as we both know.
Yeah, it's a nicer problem.
Yeah.
But the only thing there is when you're doing all the hours that you're saying, burnout comes into it, and I'm not suggesting that necessarily means stop with fatigue, but the fatigue that creeps in, your decisions get worse, mistakes creep in. So when you make a mistake, you got to do something twice because you made a mistake. Whereas there's a lot to be said for farming out. We've just actually made a change. We have had for the last 6 weeks, every week, equaling 50 hours plus of build hours. We've had 2 outsiders. One used to work for us, one just lad who lives local, say lad, he's older than me, but chap who lives local who's learned how to use a pair of scissors sort of thing, and a machine or two. And between them, they've been racking up 50 hours. Well, one of them, unreliable is the wrong word because they're not committed to us anyway, but they've been picking and choosing, no, I don't fancy that job. Oh, I'm going to go and do this today. So, fucking hell. So we have actually just took someone on, but we've took somebody on. Oh, and on top of those 50 hours they've been billing, we've had 2 staff doing an extra 10 hours in a week. So there's 70 hours being billed extra, more expensive now. So, speaking to factory manager a couple of weeks ago, we'll just hire someone else and reduce. So we've knocked overtime on the head. The guy who's not so much unreliable, as I say, but can do this, can do that, has gone off the wayside, and we'll see.
I think, I've put a few things in place though that's helped us. One, CAD cutting material. This new machine has been an absolute godsend. Absolute godsend. Automation to be able to, don't get me wrong, it's not running perfect at the minute, but I ran a job that would have taken us 10 hours the other day in less than 3.
Even if it doesn't shave the time down, and I'm impressed that it does, obviously, but it's helpful with the skills. Skills are hard to find.
Yeah.
Whereas if you pre-program it, you just need someone who can push a button and then they can go do something else for 10 minutes while the machine's doing its thing. So yeah, I'm envious of that one.
That's made such a difference to us for repetitive cutting. The other thing that I've got, which I know is going to help, is my partner's down in a few weeks with her kids, so I've got
you got some cheap labour.
I've got a nearly 17-year-old that can do some cheap labour for me through the summer, lifting, shifting, humping stuff around, and so I've got a few bits and pieces in place where we'll get through the summer. But as we said earlier, yes, I'm really, really busy. I've picked up a few more jobs coming in, but it's what's the next job? What's the next job? What's the next job?
And the other thing, as you're busier, are you maintaining a margin?
Yeah.
Because we've been there where you run around like a proverbial, and
I think I learnt, a while ago that you've got to try and keep a margin. Don't get me wrong, some jobs that we do for some people when like they're outsourcing work to us and this, that, and the other, no, we don't make a big margin on. But but the jobs that actually we're getting, some of the jobs in, we make a sensible margin. Don't get me wrong, we don't rip people off. I'm not. Yes, I've got a business to run, but I try and be fair all round.
But quite often when everybody's stressing, we've found it, or I have in the past, your return on capital employed actually goes down.
Yes.
So yeah, careful of that one.
But
otherwise,
I've become more choosy with work. I'm more confident now than I probably ever was, saying, no, that's the price.
Yeah. As optimistic business people as we are people pleasers. And it's until you've learned a few things the hard way, do you go, actually, fuck off.
I spent a lot of time chasing business.
First,
Yeah, I spent a lot of time trying to undercut other people, certainly with some of the products, because we make a lot of dog products and people say, oh, I can have it made in China cheaper. Okay, sod off, go make it in China. Yeah. That's fine. Go make it in China. I'm not entertaining it.
Yeah.
You've seen the quality of our work. You've seen the fact that we can deliver on time. Your customers are happy with the products that we produce. Okay, you can make more margin getting it made in China. Go and do it.
the hassle alone isn't worth it a lot of the time.
Yeah. Well, we've got customers, or I've got customers that make some products with us and some products in China, some products in Eastern Europe. They're used to dealing with the factories, and they do have the majority of their products made in China. And I will look to compete on certain products, but when they come to me with a particular new product out, and I say, okay, what you having that made for? Can I compete? They tell me the price, and I just say, no, go and have it made in China then. I'm not going to try and compete. I'm not going to waste your time. I'm not going to waste my time. If they come to me with a product and I think, actually, we could compete with that price, then I'll compete with it. And make a profit. So I'm not pissing around for no margin just to try and win a job now.
Yeah, been there, done that, haven't we?
Yeah, been there, done that, got the T-shirt, lost the company.
Yeah, you try so hard pleasing everybody else, and all they do is take advantage.
Yeah.
They might not be doing it on purpose, but that's in effect.
No, they're trying to protect their own profit.
Of course they are.
That's great. Yeah,
and they might not realise what they're asking for is too much.
And I think sometimes as well, when you're struggling as a business, you think, I've got to just take this to keep some money coming in. And you forget, well, I'd rather not have the money coming in than lose money, by taking a job. So, yeah. Anyway, we've rambled on about me and my highs and lows for quite a while. Let's go on to your highs and lows, lows and highs.
My lows are pain in the neck. And I'm not referring to you or anybody else for that matter. I mean a literal pain in the neck. It's been bugging me for a few days now. I just think I've pulled a muscle in it, and it's better today than it was, but been doing my fucking head in. That.
Do you know what's caused that? Lack of sugar.
Yeah, you might be right. Yeah, blistering hot days and everyone else is having ice cream.
Yeah.
I'm done tomorrow. We're recording this on Monday the 29th, and I've got to get to the end of June, which is tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow. This time tomorrow, I would have finished it, and I'll go to bed, wake up in the morning, and just
have a big bag of sweets
and cakes. That's it. Got it in one.
So, and all that weight that you've lost, you were telling me earlier, how much weight have you lost?
4 kilo.
Awesome. So by the 2nd of June, you'll have put it back on.
Put half of it back on. And I've learnt a bit as well. I mean, part of the thing is, as Confucius once said, all them thousands of years ago, we have 2 lives, and your second life begins the moment you realise we only have one.
Yes.
I'm probably a year or 2 into my realising that my second life. So, yeah, I've learnt a bit about nutrition, because a lot's changed since I've been a parent as well. You go back, my kids are 4, so you go back 7 or 8 years perhaps, and it was, it don't matter, I'll eat what I like, and if I live to 80 instead of 90, I bet what I like. Now I'm a parent and I'm loving it. Let's try and live to be 100.
Yeah.
I don't want to shave 10 years off my life. I'm going to miss 10 years of them growing up, even in their middle age or whatever. I don't want to miss it. Want as much as possible. So if I've got to learn to eat muesli instead of whatever else, that's absolutely fine by me.
I think for me, it's not necessarily about how long I live. It's about how much I'm able to do until I die.
Yeah, but
what I don't want is to get to
bring that forward.
But what I mean is, I would rather, and this sounds really, I don't know, mate, selfish or what. I would rather live. I'd rather live to 90 and still be able to enjoy life up until the day I die.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Than live to 100 and at 90 be pretty much. Yeah. Well, I'm pretty much a vegetable now, a potato.
Couch potato. No, you keep telling me all about this gym.
Hey, I'm doing all right.
You're in the gym?
Yeah, I'm regularly going to the gym.
Poor gym.
I'm hitting my gym target for activity every week at the minute. So I'm doing it. In fact, I'm exceeding it to the point that my Google Fit app, which uses AI, increase my bloody target.
It's a good
My
thing. Yeah.
AI coach suddenly went, "Oh, you're hitting this target regularly. We've now upped it to this."
So you should, you lazy bastard.
So, yeah, it's okay. Anyway, you mentioned your low. Tell me about your high.
The pride you feel as your children go through life, those milestone moments.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say when it goes better than you thought, but there's an element of that went well. So 2 things happened this week. My 4-year-old little girls had their first trial day at school.
Oh, school day, yes.
Yeah, first school day, first look round, and they were there for about an hour and a half, I think. And you rewind a year, 2 years definitely, but around a year, my little girls are so shy, don't play with other kids much, don't get involved in things, take them swimming lessons, don't leave the step. And we've made quite a bit of progress. But fast forward now to straight in to the new school. No tears, no reluctance, no can I stay with you, daddy? No, miss you, daddy, blah, blah, blah. Just, well, it was time to go straight in, bam. The fuck are you two, you know? So that's nice. I mean, we're still the kids at the park who don't push me on the swing too high, daddy. You know, there's an element of, I have wimpy kids to a certain degree, but they've been looking forward to going for ages, but I was expecting some reluctance at the door. It's a scary place. We don't know the other kids. We don't know the teacher. We met her very briefly. But no, well happy, straight in. And there's other parents there with a similar emotion, but looking on the negative. They're growing up too quick, and oh, it's upsetting my little lad or my little boy, and oh no. I have exactly the same set of circumstances, but I see that differently in terms of this is the next stage of their life. They're happy, they're excited about it, and we're confidently just walking straight in and sitting down on the little carpet, waiting for the teacher to tell them what to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was nice, because a year ago, we wouldn't join in at dance class. So that's quite the turnaround.
Yeah, that is. That's a big step.
That's a huge step in terms of their progression. So that inner feeling of, and I don't mean this to say I'm getting something right as a parent, although clearly we're getting something right. That doesn't really come into the equation. Just seeing them develop, that's nice. And the same with my little boy, who is 2 next month. He's now in a big boy bed. We're getting rid of the cot. If anybody wants a cot, I've got one going. It'll be free of charge. We'll get it a quick clean and come and fetch it. Otherwise, it might have to go to the tip or something. But and similar thing. It's like, how's this going to go? He's up in the night as it is. Is he just going to start running round or struggling because it's all strange to him? No, straight down, straight to sleep, as he normally would, type thing. And again, it's that moment of, he's not a baby anymore. We're out the cot. I mean, by Christ, do we know he's in the terrible twos? But he's not a baby anymore. He's out the cot. And there's 2 ways of looking at it. It's that my little boy's growing up and being all upset about it, or it's great, we're on to the next step.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm the latter. And that's nice. So
I think I am as well.
My high.
Now, is your wife the former? Do you think it's a paternal maternal thing?
Well, we spoke about this on a previous episode. God knows which one, so you might have to listen to all of them back. But there's 2 parents, whether male or female. There's one parent that does more nurturing.
Yeah.
And then a secondary parent that does more guiding. So I think that might be the case. My wife isn't upset about it. She's not tearful about it, but she does have the odd, they're all growing up.
Yeah, and is she?
I can't keep my little boy a baby, or
sad about it to an extent.
Yes, but the extent isn't particularly sizable.
No, yeah, I don't mean in a negative way, but
yeah. But other parents, and this isn't me calling anybody, but other parents are tearful at school drop off on the first day, and I get it, but this is a happy moment.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100%.
Not an upset moment, because they're growing up. It's fantastic they're growing up. I get it. It goes a bit quick. And when you think of our own parents, what must they be feeling? I'm 40 now. And how's my mum and dad looking at this one? I mean, you're a lot older than me. How's your mum and dad looking at you at your your age?
Yeah, I think
we'll get we'll probably have a similar viewpoint through life as we go, as we sit maths tests or go to high school after, or do whatever. I tell you what,
Well,
we've got tomorrow. We've got the graduation of my twins from nursery. I mean, what the fuck's that about? But
yeah.
it's a milestone, and it'll be nice. So,
And you see, yes, I've managed to see some milestones, but obviously with the situation that went on between myself and my daughter's mum, I actually missed out on a lot of that. So I pretty much missed out on her entire nursery, including nursery graduation, which, yes, is a little bit kind of what the fuck's that? But to miss it,
yeah, that's
to
it.
know
Yeah.
that it's happened and miss it was quite tough. I missed her first proper birthday party, i.e. with other kids there, which was her second birthday. You know, I wasn't able to be part of that as much as I would have loved to have been. I was fortunate that there was 2 induction days for school for reception when she
Yeah,
first
we've got
started
another one
school,
coming, but yeah.
and I was able to attend one of those,
Mm.
but I didn't get to take her to it. I had to attend. She was dropped off there by her mum. I then had to go in through school reception, be taken to the classroom, to spend whatever it was, an hour and a half or so with her, and then leave back through reception, and then her mum collected her because of challenge. So I didn't get to do the whole taking her and see how it went with taking her to school in the morning. I wasn't part of her first day at school, so I missed out on a lot of those, and I did, and always I will find it a little bit difficult, but I found that really tough because that's the sort of thing that as a parent, those sorts of milestones,
Yeah.
that first day of school, and I see, I've got friends that's, you know, their kids are now leaving school and they post on social media, you know, this is the picture I took, dropping them off on their first day of school. This is the picture I took of them when they left for their last day of school, or they got home from their last day of school. And as much as I don't put stuff on social media, I won't have that first day of school picture. But you know, I'm thankful for the bits that I have been able to do. So, as I said, I think it was last week, I got to see my daughter's sports day, her first ever sports day. I was there. I got to be there, which was amazing because I remember sports day, you know, as a primary school child, and I remember it being such a big thing, and the smile on her face and her waving and so on and so forth. And I got to see the Christmas performance, her first ever Christmas nativity type performance. I got to go to parents' evenings once she got to school. And fortunately, just because of how it happens to fall, I will actually be the one picking her up on her last day of school. Last day of first year of school. So that'll be nice that I get to actually pick her up on the last day. So I think milestones are something to be happy about. I know my partner, she struggles, and her children are much older, but even the children that are now in their 20s, she struggles with them moving away, them going off and not being around anymore. She raised them as a single parent, so I can understand there'll be a very close bond there. But whereas I'm thinking, but that's a fantastic thing for them to go and do this or go and do that and carry on and build their lives. I think because they were so close as a single parent family and went through some very challenging times, think that she sees that as really sad. I suppose it's the kids are starting to fly the nest, whereas I think, but that's them spreading their wings. That's good for them. Let them start to build their own lives. And that's why I wondered whether you thought it was a difference between paternal and maternal instinct.
Tough one, but potentially, yeah. And I'll just go back to gender of the parent is irrelevant. It's the parent that does the nurturing
Yes.
element would struggle more than the person, the secondary parent, as we'll call it, for want of a better term, who does
Yeah.
guiding. So I think this goes back to what we said a while ago when a brilliant dad is an average mother at best. But but that's the nurturing role and the guiding role.
Hmm. That's
So in answer to your question, yeah, I do.
hmm. Do you, going back to your childhood,
Mm,
do you remember parents attending, certainly like primary school, that sort of thing,
yeah,
early memories?
yeah.
Did both of your parents attend events and things?
Mostly,
Okay.
yeah, mostly, yeah.
See, I don't recall. I know evening events and things. I know
Mm.
things like school performances and things, both parents were there. But things like sports day,
I can't remember
I don't recall my
all of them.
dad being there. My mum was
Mm,
generally there, but I don't recall my dad being
mm,
there. But I know that nothing against him. He was super busy working really, 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 really hard. And no, not to say my mum wasn't working hard, but we were back in a day when women tended to work part-time to look after the home, look after the children, and that sort of thing. But I don't recall, certainly in the early days, my dad being at things like sports day.
yeah, I can't remember. I think my father was there probably the majority of the time, more often than not, but not all.
Mm.
Is what I can, as far as I can tell. I mean, he was late to absolutely everything. That's sort of him. He is late for everything. But I think he came to a lot. Yeah,
Yeah.
quite a bit. Mm. But my parents were always amicable. Chalk and cheese. They split up, and how they got together in the first place is beyond me sometimes when you think back. But they've always been quite amicable, so they get on relatively well on the whole. So that will also play a part.
Mm. And I do know that when it came to more unusual things, things like school trips, school trips to France and this, that, and the other, where the coach leaves at 3 in the morning.
Mm,
My dad and my mum were always there.
mm. So make
So
sure you're gone. Yeah,
by kind of high school,
yeah, yeah.
uh, sports days, parents didn't tend to attend really.
Mm,
But things like school trips, arrival, leaving for school trips, getting back for school trips when it was all the weird out of hours, crazy stuff and school
mm.
performance. Yeah, my dad would always be there. But I don't know. I didn't know if, yeah, it was more daytime things.
I remember in honesty.
Yeah,
I certainly intend to be at as many as possible, if not all of them.
I do. And I think we're fortunate in some ways
Mm,
because we've gone through what we've gone through in terms of business
mm,
and losing a lot in business and maybe not being around as much as we wanted to at times because of the fact that we were working so hard to fight for a business, that we both changed our outlook and kind of went, no, I'm not killing myself for business. I don't want to take away from family and miss those important things.
well, I for one just work smarter, not harder.
Yeah, I agree.
And having been through the mill and everything, you say we've lost and we've talked about this a couple of times. We've lost and we've failed and blah blah, but we've lost by more than what most people try. So if ninety
Yes.
percent of people won't even try, of that 10%, only 1 in 10 of them will really push themselves. So you're 1% of the population, which is better than most anyway. And even then, if you go to learn your lessons, you're better again. So no, I think yes, it's been tough at times, but we've gone through the mill and come out the other side.
Yeah, and
What was it one of our guests said? "Life can chew you up, but it's gotta spit you out," or something like that.
yeah, yeah.
Something like that. And that's where we are.
I
So,
think it's that thing for me of remembering that family is more important than business.
yeah,
Yes,
of course it
business has
is.
got to pay for stuff.
Yeah.
But for example, just today, I had not dropped on me, but I spoke to my partner, eldest daughter, who's coming down with her for the summer. Suddenly was told, found out today that a job she'd applied for, she's got an interview the day after they come down, 2.5 hours away from here, 3-hour interview. And it's a week away, or just over a week away. So she comes down on the Tuesday. On the Wednesday, eldest daughter's got an interview for a job that looks really, really good for her, and I think she'd enjoy. How's she going to get there?
You're gonna
Right.
take her.
Yeah, no. My immediate response,
Yeah.
the question
You'll
was,
figure it out.
how can you take her? And my response was, absolutely, I'll take her. Okay, yeah, I've got to do a 5-hour round trip. I've got to take her out. I'll be out of work for a day, but that's part of the reason also for that I wanted to own a business and run a business, so that when stuff
Flexibility.
like that happens, I can say, yeah, I'll make it work. I don't need to apply to somebody to take the day off. I've got a good, and that's why you build a good team as well, so that when stuff like this crops up, you can say, yeah, we'll make it work, and I'll drive for the day to make sure that she's supported. And I think that can be quite a difficult thing to do when times are tough for some people, because you're thinking, well, if I'm out of the business for a day, then what's going to happen to this and what's going to happen to that, and so on and so forth. My response usually is, now, are they going to destroy your business by you not being there for one day? Is your business going to collapse? Don't get me wrong, you don't want that day to be every week, but is your business going to collapse on that day if you go and do something that's needed to support?
I get in the way more when I go in.
I've spoken to your staff. They
Love me.
love
They
you.
think it's
They love
great.
you going in. They think you're wonderful, and
They
you're.
do. I've been in for a week. My manager's been off for a week, so I've been there every day. They think it's great. She's probably tougher on them than I am as well. That might be part of it. I don't know.
Probably,
But,
but I bet your manager hates it when you're in when they're there.
yeah, I mean, she comes
Your
back on.
manager's loved you being in, because she's not been in.
Yeah, I mean, she'll come back on Wednesday and have to reorganise everything because I've probably not kept up with some of the systems. But apart from that, it's run quite well. And
Well, that's good.
you spin plates and juggle, and there we go.
Has it? I know that you're very in touch with your business and how it operates anyway, but has her being away and you almost effectively going back to the floor for while she's been away, has it opened your eyes or changed your thoughts on anything at all, even tiny things? You've not gone,
Not really.
oh, actually, there's this or there's that.
Not really. We need to moan about them tidying up after themselves better.
Okay.
And there's an element of, yes, we're busy, yes, this, but come on. 2 minutes tidying your tools away after you finish with them saves someone else 5 minutes looking for them. Drives me up
Yeah.
the fucking wall. So I see that more.
Yeah.
That's about it, mate, really. No, I've got a good team. I'm very
But
happy
has
with my
your
team.
manager ever come to you with something and said, well, there's this, and you've thought, oh, it's not that big an issue, and then with you being in, you've gone, oh, actually, maybe it is a slightly bigger issue? I'm not
No,
saying it is. I'm just
not this time round.
no.
I
Fair
mean,
enough.
in the past, I can probably find things, yeah. But no, not really this time round. We're all right.
Because I enjoy getting back onto the floor relatively regularly, just so that I can experience some of the stuff that the staff experience and that they might moan at me about. And I know that you've spent a lot more time on the floor, obviously, this past week or so.
This week, yeah, I've been there full time.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, nearly.
But I've seen you on the tools a lot more as well.
This last week, yeah, 10 days
Yeah.
or so, yeah. just how busy we are. I mean, the only thing I'll always try and do is Friday. We have the last hour, sometimes 2 hours of tidy up
Yeah, we kind of do the
time.
same.
I make sure I always join in with that. So yes, the boss sweeps the floor and bleaches the toilet the same as everybody else.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I barely really do anything. I just sit there and look pretty, you know.
Well, you don't even do that.
Ooh, beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
I know. Did you say your missus was partially sighted?
Oh, how do you respond to that, listeners? How do you respond to that? Oh,
I've thrown you off now, haven't I?
yeah, totally throw me off. So no, I tend to get in the way more when I'm there and my manager's there. Too many cooks spoil the broth.
Do you try and micromanage
Nope.
when you're there?
Nope, absolutely not.
So why do you feel you get in your way?
Because she's in charge. In our place, she's in charge of the day-to-day running. I'll sort the office side of things out.
But that's what I mean.
She's in charge of the day-to-day of the factory. I don't get involved.
Do you struggle to not get involved when you're physically there then?
Nope, absolutely not.
So why are you in the way?
Because staff-wise, is an element of if they come and ask me something, I'm treading on their toes.
So it's
sometimes
because you're there, the staff come to
sometimes
you,
two
sometimes
people
rather than
will
her.
have a different answer.
Yeah.
Where to the same solution, and it's vital that we're, as the management, are on exactly the same page.
Yeah. So
I kind of get in the
more
way
that the staff come to you sometimes when they should be coming to her.
And I don't have much of a filter, so I just say what I think a lot. I'd still do that when I'm in.
Yeah.
So that bit, just keep it zipped, Benjamin.
Yes.
Is there's a conscious effort there, and I don't often win that particular battle. So yeah, things like that. Yeah, it doesn't need two people in charge.
No, absolutely it doesn't. I was just with your comment about you saying that when you're there you get in the way.
Yeah,
I didn't know if it was you getting in the way because of what you're doing, but it sounds like it's more that the staff come to you over her rather than and don't follow, if you like, the chain of command.
There's a bit of that. I think the biggest issue is more me being opinionated.
Okay.
And asking questions sometimes, as you know,
of her or of staff.
All the above.
Right.
So how it's working, or how it's meant to work, is Kirsty will have targets of me, standards to uphold, and when we don't hit them, I want to know why. Apart from that, leave you with it.
Yeah.
You've got a problem, give me a call. Apart from that, leave you with it. And that works quite well. But yeah, sometimes when I am in, I'll ask questions, and I'm looking for things that are wrong. Not intentionally to be an arsehole, but there's an element of you do, don't you? You look for.
So you find yourself naturally nitpicking.
I naturally nitpick, which is good because it keeps them on his toes. I'm not saying less mistakes go out the door, because our quality control lately has been to a very high standard. We can't remember last time we had a return, to be honest. There has been this calendar year, but it's not been much. So it doesn't need me to nitpick, but I find myself nitpicking because I want to improve and increase the standards of the place. So yeah, I kind of get in the way because she's doing it anyway, just maybe at a slightly different pace.
Yeah. So you end up not deliberately as such, but treading on toes a little bit.
Not deliberately at all, but there's an element of she'll have a list, and she might have done X, Y, Z, A, B, C, and then I'll be all right. Not got around to that yet. What have I got to say that for? It's on a list. Sure.
Yeah.
Things like that. So,
but I think that's quite natural for any owner, because at the end of the day, and I've actually said this to staff before, if something's not right and it affects the business and the business goes under, they can go and apply for another job. You kind of can't as such. Yes, you can to an extent, but actually it's your house on the line at the end of the day.
No bit about
that. It's not a case of you get to just walk away. So I've been called out by staff before on. I've had staff tell me, just go away, leave us alone to get on with it, and then come and see at the end when the results are there. Ignore this bit.
That's better. That's why my desk is at home, and I only go in for an hour or two here and there.
Yeah. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. I
There
don't
we
think
are.
I could do. I couldn't do that because I don't have a manager the same way that you do. We're not
Uh-huh.
quite as big a team,
Uh-huh.
but I'm confident that when the staff know what they're doing, they know what they're doing. And not that I've ever done it, and I don't use it to beat anybody with, but we've got cameras. Theoretically, I could log in at any time, wherever I am in the world, and go, what they're doing. I never have done. I probably
Bullshit.
shouldn't say that on a podcast,
Bet
just in
you
case they listen.
bet you have.
The only time I've ever done it was a long time ago when I was checking up on a member of staff that was subsequently effectively sacked for poor performance because they were given lists of jobs to do. This was back when I had a retail shop. They were given lists of jobs to do, and they would sit there playing on their phone for most of the day rather than doing the things that they were meant to. And then they would have the excuse of, oh, well, I didn't know how to do that bit, or, yeah, I didn't get round to it because I did this or I did that. And it transpired that they weren't. They were sitting on their phone all day. Or I think they were studying in their own, sat in the coffee room studying all day because they were running the shop. It was a Saturday. It wasn't a busy shop. You'd probably only have 10 or 15 customers in on the day. But it was one of those things where you need to stay open because the shop was being built. And actually, rather than doing the jobs that they were set, we caught them out because they were sat in the staff room on their laptop or on their phone for probably 6 hours out of an 8-hour day and being paid for it. So that's the only time and that was because we had a suspicion, because I think you've had it before where staff have said, oh, the machinery wasn't working, and then miraculously it's working the next day.
Monday morning it's fine, but when you're paying time and a half overtime on a Saturday,
Exactly.
oh, machine wasn't working. Fuck's sake.
So we sat on our arse all day.
And sat on our arse all day.
Yeah, and that's the only time I've ever really checked the cameras. Other than that, they're there for security and safety. They are there to keep the staff safe as well, and they kind of know that. But I think just having them there as well, and them knowing that I can log into them, so not that I ever would, keeps them just a little bit more focused. I've got a good staff team anyway that generally are pretty focused, and I'm relatively relaxed with them. Again, as long as the stuff's going out and it's going out at the kind of pace I expect. You know what? If you need to step out for 10 minutes and have a personal phone call because a minor thing's kicked off,
I'm fine with that. Yeah.
Then go and have it.
Yeah, one of ours moved house recently, and there were a couple of issues with whatever it was after the move. It's fine, isn't it? Take the piss. It's fine.
Yeah.
Just take your call outside.
Yeah, that's it.
We all have issues, don't we? Sometimes.
Yeah.
Last thing I'm going to do. I used to ban phones a while ago, but it could get to the point of taking the piss. But then you have a family matter, family emergency. You can't get on. Fuck's sake! Yeah. Anyway,
so plans for coming week then? What you got on? We're due to get hot again next week. It's dropped down again this week.
It's nice now. It's been like 2023 or whatever. That's lovely.
Well, I'm sorry to tell you, we're going back up to the low 30s next week by the looks of it. So we have the guy next door to us is setting up his slushy machine in the car park. And I said to him today, we're on an industrial estate. There's guys everywhere. Set up your slushy machine next week. Chuck it out the front of your unit.
It will be novel.
And sell slushies and cold cans of pop. Because that's what he does at the weekends anyway.
Right.
I said, just do it one day. Go around and tell them all. I said, I bet you'll make a killing.
I mean, it's nostalgia for me. I'd probably have one.
Yeah.
Just for the... Oh, I've not had that since I was a kid.
Blue raspberry.
One of them jobs. Blue raspberry.
Why is raspberry blue?
It's not. It's red.
No, for drinks.
I don't know. Is that the big question?
Hold on.
Have you
We've not done it,
gazumped
have
me?
we?
You've
We've
gazumped
not
my
done it. Hold
question, you
on.
bastard.
Hold on. Yes, we do need this.
Big question.
Right, keep yours. Why are raspberries blue? And I'll ask why clouds float in the sky next week.
Yeah, I'd forgotten all about our big question.
That was a question from my little girl, 4-year-old.
Yeah,
why do clouds float in the sky? I'm like, yeah, atmospheric pressure. But how'd you get into that one when she's 4?
Well, no, sod your 4-year-old this week. I've got a bigger question. It's why are raspberry ice poles, raspberry slushes, why are they all blue?
I don't know. Food colouring. There's that much artificial
but why not
shit
red?
in it.
No, why not red?
You know, cola.
If you have an orange one,
yeah,
it's orange flavoured. If you have a red one, it's strawberry flavoured. If you have a cola flavoured lolly, it's cola flavoured. And even cherry flavoured lollies are red. So why are raspberry flavoured lollies and slushes and that sort of things blue?
Actually, mate, tomorrow.
Oh, he won't fucking know.
I don't know either. He's the one who's selling them. He should know. Trade Descriptions Act or something.
I bet he doesn't. He buys slushy mix from a wholesaler.
Yeah.
And tips it into a machine.
Yeah.
And freezes it and sells it.
I won't give a toss either, to be fair.
So, if a listener works in the food and beverage industry and knows that why raspberry flavoured drinks and ice poles and that sort of things are blue and not red, then do tell us.
We want to hear from you.
Yeah, I want to know. Email us podcast@parentingbusiness.com or leave us a comment on whatever platform you listen to. So go on then. Before we go, it's dad joke time then.
Oh,
so
yes, of course. The reason most people actually tune in. Absolutely. Why don't eggs tell jokes?
I don't know. Why don't eggs tell jokes?
Because they tend to crack up. Now, I've got a bone to pick with you. I had a bit of feedback just before you do.
Right.
You don't realise this. At the end of each session, you always end with, what are you about to say?
We'll see you next Thursday.
See you next Thursday, which is? What are you calling everybody?
C-U-N-T.
C-U-N-T. There we are, listeners. For weeks and weeks on end, you've all been insulted at the end of these.
No, I'm not insulting.
I genuinely
listeners.
had that feedback. Yeah.
I say it to you.
Well, I see it's just me, is it? Not the wider audience.
Have you never realised that before?
Yeah. But I've not had a listener point it out to me and go, does he do it on purpose? And I went, no, it's thick.
No, I do it on purpose. But that isn't to insult the listeners. Absolutely, that's not to insult the listeners.
Well,
it's just a way of getting that word in every single episode without us being bleeped every single episode.
We've already bleeped every episode. My swear jar's raising money for charity.
What are you up to on your swear jar?
I don't know, actually. I'll have a little tot up.
You need to have a tot up and tell us next week.
It must be best part of 40 quid now.
That's doing all right.
10 pence a swear word for what? 10 weeks? Something like that?
Yeah,
8 weeks?
You reckon you're about 400 swear words, are you?
I'm up there.
Yeah, but what about swear words?
Well, we're not on about you and Jim again. I don't know. I bet I'm 30 quid plus.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I would hope you are.
I was averaging about 8 quid an episode for a while.
To be honest, I think you need to swear a lot more so that you can up that money for Mark.
It's a good charity, isn't it? So.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to up the money for Mark, why don't you chip in, you stingy git?
I didn't make the commitment. I'll make
you don't
sure
need to commit. You just need to write a check.
I'll make sure that Mark gets chipped in on. Don't worry. I'll make sure that Mark gets.
I'll ask him when he's
money.
finished. I'll ask him if he finished. That tight-fisted bastard with 3 chins actually give you some money at the end.
No, I'll make sure he's sorted. He's done a really good job. So
yeah, I think he's done 5 out of 7
really
of the challenges, so there can't be much more to go.
He's brilliant. So anyway, we got distracted because we realised that we've forgotten the big question and dad joke. What have you got on? Upcoming?
Shirt, pair of jeans.
Exciting stuff.
No, I don't do exciting.
You need to start doing some exciting.
Why? Why do I have to do something exciting?
Well,
so I can come and talk to you and pretend I'm cool.
Make your life a little less dull.
I'm happy being dull. That's what you don't understand. I'm happy being dull.
You are certainly Victor Meldrew.
Yeah. Keep it simple. Leave me with my little inferiority complex. Fuck off and leave me alone.
Before we descend into your dullness, I'm just going to remind the listeners, don't forget to follow us on Spotify or whatever platform you listen to us on. Do also feel free to send us your stories, top tips, anything about how you manage your parenting business. You can either leave us a comment or drop us an email at podcast@parentingbusiness.com. Also, please do make sure you leave us a 5-star review, ask us any questions in the comments, and just generally spread the support and help us out because, hey, we could do with a few more listeners.
The help. Genuinely, when you write into us, it is a privilege, and we're getting more and more of it. So thank you for your input.
When the listeners write in, it gives me something to do. I actually have to check our emails and maybe respond occasionally.
We all need a purpose in life, and you've got yours just there.
I have. Right. I think on that note, I'm going to end as usual and
we'll
say
see you, NT.
We will see you next Thursday.